Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode in the Kotlin series. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do varargs with functions. Varargs is a way to pass a variable number of arguments to a function, hence the name varargs, which means variable arguments. You're passing a variable number of arguments to a function. So, for example, if we made a function print all, we could do vararg, and then we could do messages, which is the name of the parameter, and then we could give it a data type like string. And so what this will do is make it so that you can pass in multiple messages to the single parameter here. This is still just one parameter of the type string, but because you specified it as a vararg, you can pass in multiple strings. So it's a little bit different from an array, but when you're actually using it within the function, it actually is an array because you can do something like if messages, and you can see that it's of the type array. So you could do something like messages dot is empty, for example, and this will tell you if you do control Q, it'll tell you if the varargs array is empty or not. Okay, so if this is true, this means that they did not pass anything into it, which is actually a possibility. Since this is a vararg, variable number of arguments, you can pass either 0 arguments, 1 argument, 2 arguments, or as many as you want. You have a lot of flexibility. So we can do, for example, s out, no messages provided, and then we can return. If it makes it past this point, meaning there are messages that were provided for the vararg, we can do, for example, for message in messages, and we could just print out each message. So just like that. So now to use a function with the vararg, you can do, for example, print all. And now if you do control P, it tells you it's a vararg. So this means that you can do, for example, no arguments. So that's what it looks like when there's no arguments passed in. But we can also pass in, I don't know, Bob, hi, bye, literally whatever you want to this varargs thing here. So now if we run it, we should get all of those messages printed out. There we go. So Bob, hi, and bye. So that is the benefit of having a vararg. You can have a parameter that accepts multiple of that parameter, and it basically is treated as an array within the function definition. So when creating functions with varargs, you can actually have regular parameters and also parameters that are vararg parameters. So we can do greeting, for example, and then we could do vararg names and then string. So now this is saying that whenever you call the greet people function, you need to pass in a greeting because this is a standard parameter, but then you can also optionally pass in either no names or as many names as you want, okay? So we can do for name in names, and then we could say the greeting for every person. So we could do print line. So we're taking the greeting that's passed in and then applying it to whatever names list that we also passed in, if we did pass in any of them. If there are no names that we passed in for the vararg, then this obviously will not run, so nothing will happen, okay? So let's try this out. If we do control P, first we need our greetings, so we can do like what's up, and then now we have our vararg parameter. So we can do Billy Bob, we can do Joe, we can do Henry, we can do Dewey, which is my cat. Let's try this out. There we go. So we go, what's up, Billy Bob? What's up, Joe? What's up, Henry? What's up, Dewey? Sorry, my cat's meowing. So that's an example of a function that has regular parameters, but also a vararg parameter. One thing that you should know is that you can only have one vararg per function, because if you have multiple of them, then it gets a little confusing, because if you're providing a comma separated list of values to one vararg, how do you know which one it's for? So hopefully that makes sense. And also you can have your vararg parameter before other parameters, but I don't recommend doing that because it can also get a little confusing. So for example, if we were to take this and put it before our greeting, so now we can correct this part. So we want the vararg list to go first. And you can see that this part is perfectly valid now, but in this part, it doesn't know like what to do, because if the first parameter is our vararg list, how does it know when it's completed? How does it know which one goes for the greeting, right? So one way you could get around this is by doing greeting is equal to that. So you could use a named argument. But just in general, I recommend having your varargs last. That's a common convention just to avoid any confusion, okay? Here's another example just using a different data type. So instead of string like we've been using, we specified int. It doesn't actually matter which data type you use, except that the only thing that matters is that whenever you're actually providing the list of parameters or arguments to the vararg parameter, it needs to be of that data type, obviously. So you can't pass a string to this, right? That wouldn't make sense because it's an int. Here's another function, calculate average. This one takes in a variable arguments list of integers. It returns a double. And all this will do is check to see if the numbers vararg is empty or not. Because again, you can pass in none if you want to. If it's empty, then the average is going to be 0. If it's not empty, then you're going to do dot average, which will automatically take the average of all the numbers in the list, right? Or the array, okay? As you can see now with this example here, when you actually invoke the function, you can just give it a comma separated list of numbers, and it's just so easy to pass in literally whatever you need to calculate the average of. So it's just very convenient. One thing I need to teach you guys is the spread operator. It's the little asterisk symbol here, and this is used to pass arrays into the vararg parameters because when you're actually passing in values to a function that uses a vararg, this is not an array, so you can't just pass an array variable directly, even though when you're actually using it within the function, it is an array in terms of how you use it. Let me show you. So for example, if we have a list of names or an array of names, array of Dave, Frank, and Joe, this is an array, right? And so if we call greet, this is expecting, well, first let me fix it. So let's take the greeting and make it first in the parameter list, and then we'll make that second. Okay, so now we can pass in our greeting. So we could say what's up. And now we have this array of names that we want to be able to pass into this function here so that we can say what's up to all these people here, right? You may think that you can just do names directly, but you actually can't because this variable here is of the type, if we do control Q, it's an array with the type of string, right? This is technically not acceptable to what this parameter accepts because the parameter is expecting just simply a list of elements of the type string. So if you try passing in a variable with the type of array, it's not going to match up to that essentially. So what you can use is the spread operator, and all you have to do to make it work is just put this in front of the array that you're passing in, okay? So now that will essentially behind the scenes make a copy of the values of the array, the elements, and then pass them into this function here, to the vararg, okay? So now if we run this, it should work. There we go. So what's up, Dave, Frank, and Joe? Another thing that you can do with the spread operator that's really cool is that since it essentially extracts the elements of an array so that you can pass them into a vararg, you can also use them in a way like this. So we can do val combined is equal to array of. So array of actually accepts a vararg elements list, if you didn't notice already. So if we wanted to combine first array and second array, we can actually do that. But you can't just do first array and second array, right? Because you're passing in arrays to these two things here. You need to basically extract the elements from them by using the spread operator. So that will do that. So now what this will do is take the elements of first array, take the elements of second array, and then now they're being passed into the vararg. And since a vararg accepts multiple elements, it will basically combine all of the stuff together into just that one parameter, okay? And we can mix this in with other values. So we could do like 0 here, we could do like 9, 10 here. Now all of these will be combined together. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, and then 4, 5, 6. So hopefully that makes sense. The gist is that whenever you need to pass in an array or the values of an array into a vararg parameter for a function, just use the spread operator. So that's it for this video, everybody. Now you guys should know what varargs are, variable arguments. It's a way to pass in multiple elements to a single parameter in a function. And also you guys know how to use the spread operator. So that's it for this video, everybody. I really hope you learned something new. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to also check the description below for important links to code and other resources, but also really important, join our Discord. We have a big community of over 5,000 programmers, and it's a place where you can find new friends or get help on any code that you're stuck on. If you want to support what I do on this channel, please consider hitting the join button below, and this will allow you to support my channel for as low as $1 a month, but there are different tiers to choose from if you want to. For anyone that becomes a member on my channel, you get a special rank on my Discord server, early access to new videos, and you can just see yourself on the screen right now. So if that sounds cool to you, feel free to join. If you don't want to, that's fine. If you can't, that's okay too. I really just appreciate you watching the video anyway. Thank you so much. And that's it. Peace.